Yo, check out. No, my bad.
Stand time, baby.
I think it's time I said it. Buckle up. Here we go.
Go get your popcorn and sit down.
Showtime!
You do not want to miss this.
Oh! That's a poster!
Can you dig it?
Not really, huh?
You're seeing the best players at the top of their games right now.
Did you hear that? The best.
He's a magician.
He is just a handful.
Yes! Yes!
I have to say one word. Superb basketball. That's the only word you can use, superb.
Can't argue that.
The best of the best.
The best of the season.
That's a wow wing right there.
Starting our countdown at number 10, East meets West in Utah. And the Pistons race out to an early lead against the Jazz.
The Pistons acting like surgeons right now as they slice up Utah.
By the third quarter, Detroit led by 15. But Utah would claw their way back into the game with a furious rally.
And this is now a 6-point Piston lead.
Led by Darren Williams, the Jazz came all the way back. And down the stretch, Mehmet Okur would burn his old team.
And another triple by the former Piston big man.
Despite losing their big lead, Detroit wasn't through.
We're dead even at 92. This is an old-fashioned barn burner tonight.
But in the end, Okur was too much, and Utah earned a stirring comeback win.
What a ball game here in Utah tonight.
At 9, when they were greeted by a rocking crowd in Cleveland, the Hornets knew they had truly arrived.
I think it's so much fun this season that when we do go in the arenas now, you know, there's a crowd there, and it's like, this is a big game. The Hornets are coming in.
It was a matchup of two young stars who would both shine brightly.
Chris Paul doing his things, penetrating, getting to the rack.
Alley-oop CP to TC.
Not to be outdone, LeBron James kept his Cavaliers right in the game.
On a crossover move, inside.
With 12 seconds left and Cleveland down by 1, King James refused to be denied.
LeBron stretching tires and scores! 7.7 to go! The Cavaliers take the lead, but did he score too quickly?
That question was soon answered as Chris Paul's 20th assist led to David West's game winner.
Chris drives, finds West. Here it is for the win! 0.6 of a second remaining. The New Orleans Hornets showing why they are the beast of the West.
That's another big win for us on the road.
At number 8, Orlando head coach Stan Van Gundy returns to Miami to face his former team.
It was kind of a weird game. You know, Stan first game coming back on the opposite bench. You know, just the feeling of the game was like a playoff atmosphere.
With Shaquille O'Neal sidelined, Dwight Howard dominated the paint. But in the fourth quarter, Dwayne Wade took over, and the Magic had no answers.
You know, he's one of those guys that when he gets it going, you know, it's hard to stop him.
We are seeing something special tonight from Dwayne Wade.
We threw the whole book at him. You know, we tried every defensive scheme, every way to stop him.
36 points for Wade.
It's a verb, it's an adverb now. You weighted him, or I'm going to wade you. Wade on it. Don't wade me. Wade bye-bye.
Wade scored 20 points in the final period, but with the Heat still trailing in the closing seconds, another hero would emerge.
And we got somebody like Dwayne Wade just going off. It's easy to forget about those other guys, you know what I mean? And then boom.
It's Wade. Back to Cook. Deep three. Yes! Daquan did it!
Oh, baby.
Overtime in Miami. Daquan Cook sent us there.
And late in OT, that same combination helped Miami tie it once again.
Wade thought about three. Cook will try it and hit it.
Oh, baby.
In need of a big shot, Orlando knew just where to turn. As he has done all season, Hedo Turkoglu displayed a magic touch with the game on the line.
7 on the shot clock. Turkoglu from downtown.
Oh, no.
That is a dagger.
You know, games like that, emotionally, you know, it drains you.
A 48-point game for goes to waste.
It was a classic game. Unfortunately, we lost.
Best games of the season. Brought to you by Sprite with Lyman. Welcome back. Up next, a look at both games of a home-and-home series between the Lakers and the Warriors.
When I think of teamwork, I think of Golden State. You really do see a cohesive unit working as one when they're out there clicking and running and gunning.
Barron pushing alley-oop, and Monte finished.
In the first game, the Lakers trailed by 26 in the third quarter, but came storming back to pull within one with under a minute left to play.
What a play to Turiaf.
But the Warriors' captain Jack, Stephen Jackson, shot down to come back with 2 threes.
Jackson, another three. Got it again. Stephen Jackson, cold-blooded. In every Western drama, there is a gunslinger that comes in from out of town.
Then it was off to Oakland, where the teams would meet again.
What time is it right now, man? 12:40 at night, which normally is ball. We get into a city, it's like 2 o'clock in the morning normally. You know, right now, being that we flew from LA coming up here to Golden State, I mean, that's a pretty quick turnaround.
And 24 hours later, the Lakers had a chance to get even. But this time, it was the Warriors who staged the furious comeback. Down by 9 late in regulation, they rallied to send the game into overtime. But while the Lakers may have been bloody, they were unbowed.
And Vujacic coming free and hits a three. Sasha Vujacic.
LA earned a hard-fought win and a split of the series. At 6, a St. Patrick's Day showdown as Boston takes the league's best record to San Antonio.
I'm game over now, man. You can't talk to me now. I'm stretching. That ain't in my mind right. We got the best team in the league in here, and you want to ask me questions about that.
From the opening tip, the defending champs were intent on teaching the Celtics some lessons in championship basketball.
Parker into the front court, driving all the way in, lay it up and good. Tony Parker, and the Spurs out to a quick start.
With Tony Parker and Manu Ginobili leading the charge, the Spurs built a 22-point lead in the first half.
Well, you know, you don't win games in San Antonio when you're down 20 points. It's usually over. But it was impressive to see their poise, to see how they didn't panic, to see how they just kind of kept.
The Celtics' tenacious defense helped them get back into the game.
Back in a little jab step. Rondo comes to help out. Strips him. Spins away. Ahead to Pierce. To the basket for 2.
With the Spurs clinging to a 1-point lead in the final minute, the newest Celtic, Sam Cassell, would make his presence felt.
Pierce driving to the basket to KG. To Sam's going to take it. Got it! A 3-point field goal for Sam I am. 89-87, Boston by 2.
That shot by Sam, that was his first big play here. That's what they brought him in. The Celtics brought him in here for. They brought him for his veteran leadership. They brought him in for that big shot.
With less than 10 seconds left, San Antonio trailed by 4, and both teams braced for a frantic finish.
Parker driving on Rondo all the way in, laid up and good with 4.5 seconds to go. It's 93-91. Full court pressure by the Spurs. Bruce Bowen with the steal to Ori. Right wing three. Oh, it's no good. That would have won the ball game. The Boston Celtics win.
When Robert Ori gets the ball, anything could happen, and you expect him to nail that three-pointer.
And everybody sort of held their breath a little bit because, he's known for making shots.
Well, on St. Patrick's Day, a fitting end for the guys in the green.
You can see Garnett just completely excelled. And they ran out of that arena so fast because they were just happy to get away with the win.
For number 5 on the list, we go back to January 27th, a whirlwind day filled with exciting action.
The games just were back-to-back. Everybody seemed to be stepping up. I don't know what was in the water that day, but everybody seemed to just be on fire.
Our first stop is in Portland, where the Trailblazers came from 14 down with 6 minutes left to overtake Atlanta, led by Brandon Roy.
Brandon Roy down the lane again. Another layup.
Unbelievable finish for these young guys.
Another great finish unfolded in Seattle.
Wilkins trapped in the corner.
The Sonics' Damian Wilkins hit a game-tying 3 with just seconds remaining. But Sacramento's Kevin Martin took off on a mad dash for the game winner.
The floor loses control along the baseline, knocks it down, and Sacramento wins.
No matter what game I was surfing to, it was buzzer beater after buzzer beater after big performance after big performance.
The roller coaster ride continued in Orlando, where Ray Allen's clutch three tied the game for Boston. But Hedo Turkoglu had the last word.
Here's Turkoglu for the win. Over! Hedo Turkoglu at the buzzer. This one is over and the Magic win it 96-93.
Hold on. All that happened in one day?
That and more, as Al Jefferson scored a career-high 40, and Minnesota came back from 15 down to beat the Nets.
Al Jefferson again, and he is dominating.
Also dominating that day was Golden State's Andres Biedrins. He pulled down 26 rebounds.
And Biedrins claims it again.
And the Warriors rallied from a double-digit deficit to beat the Knicks. In Milwaukee, with the game on the line, the Bucks' Mo Williams caught fire from downtown.
For Williams for another three.
Williams' late heroics led the Bucks past the Wizards in overtime.
That was a great game. And then Lakers and the Cavs.
It was a duel between Kobe and LeBron on national TV.
That's the game you want to see. That's where the temperatures boil all the way up, and you see the best from both sides.
In a matchup of MVP candidates, both rose to the occasion. Kobe scored 33 points to keep LA close. But this round went to LeBron, who had 41 to cap off the Cavaliers' win and a day of games worth shouting about.
January 27th. Wow. What a day of hopes.
Coming up next, more of the season's 10 greatest games, including a classic in Boston.
If you want to talk great games, let's talk Pistons Celtics.
Watch the pump fake.
Welcome back to the show. At 4 in Phoenix, it's the desert debut of the Diesel as he faced his former team.
It was a great game for me to come back because I was ready to come back. I wasn't going to let that game pass.
You want to see what Shaq's going to do against the Lakers. You want to see what Kobe's going to do against the Suns. They're both future Hall of Famers. Which one can take their team to the next level?
This will be the first step of many that we got to take to be the team that we want to be. It's going to be an exciting journey, and we'll start the journey tonight. Go out here and make a statement, fellas. It's our turn now. Let's go. Time is it? Get it,
the Suns wasted no time looking for their new addition.
Trigger for the baseline into Shaq, and he thunders it home. And that is his first field goal as a Phoenix Sun. That got the crowd stirred up.
But it didn't take long for Shaq's former co-star, Kobe Bryant, to answer back.
Oh, Kobe Bryant! Wow! Oh, look out here. Look out here. And Radmanovic. Kobe the reverse dunk. Shaq, give me wide open. You're dunking in.
Trailing by 8 at halftime, the Suns kept looking inside.
The wheels from Nash. And there's the...
But despite the impact of Shaq, the Suns couldn't stop Kobe when it mattered most.
Kobe's the best player in the league, and we let him get off.
Kobe's going to try to take over this ball game. That's a three, and he's capable, obviously, of doing that.
I think it's Kobe just being Kobe. He definitely came out wanting to play. He wanted to win.
Three to shoot. Kobe over Grant. And Kobe Bryant goes over 40 points. 130 to 124. The Los Angeles Lakers spoiled the debut of Shaquille O'Neal with the Phoenix Suns.
Yeah, it's a new ball game now, fella.
It was a big game, and we wanted to make sure we came out for ourselves and feel like we could beat this team in the hostile environment with this kind of energy.
For number 3 in our countdown, we travel north of the border.
I'm such a basketball freak. I will sit and watch any game. And I remember it was Toronto and Portland. Double overtime thriller.
That was a big game for us because we came off a long homestand and we were going on a long road trip, and it was the first game, and we knew it was important that we win that game.
And Brandon Roy would carry his Trailblazers with a sensational performance. But they still trailed by 4 with seconds left in the fourth quarter.
The play was always, designed for Brandon, but I think they overplayed Brandon. And then Travis loved to take the last-minute shots. He loves it.
Outlaw takes a long three. He's got it! And he scored! Moon ran him down, and Travis hit it.
When I made that foul, I was like, oh, my God, we better not lose. If we lose this game, I know the coach is going to eat me up when we get in this locker room.
Why would he try to block Travis Outlaw's shot? I don't know. Travis completes the 4-point play.
I thought I was going to, hurt him at first, but we had to finish the game.
As the game went into overtime, the Raptors took a 3-point lead in the final seconds. But once again, Roy would come up big for Portland.
Webster has catch and shoot. He's fouled. No, not fouled. The arm went up. Roy the rebound. 5 seconds left. Brandon step back. 3 with 2 seconds left. Do you believe in miracles?
That's just the type of player he was the whole game. Just right when you think you're about to take control of the game, he comes back and he hits you with a dagger.
A career high for Roy with that make. He's got 33.
It was crazy. I mean, at that point, I was like, are we going to win the game?
But in the second OT, the Raptors all-star refused to let Toronto lose.
Chris Bosh just totally took over and put his team on his back and won that game.
Portland is not big enough inside to defend Chris Bosh.
I don't know how we pulled it out. We pulled it out, though. I think I played like 55 minutes or something crazy like that. It just got to a point where who wanted to win.
What a game here tonight in Toronto.
At number 2 is a December battle in Boston that would have made the late Red Auerbach proud. His red-hot Celtics hosted the reigning powers in the East, the Detroit Pistons.
Love to play these big games. It's what you come to work for. These type of games, you know what I'm saying?
There's a lot of Boston media and fans up there who claim to as this is the big game against the Pistons.
The Piston game, the first one was a tough game. It was played with great intensity.
It was nail-biting from start to finish. It just started off with us going up 10. We thought we would blow the game open.
They're scoring quickly and they're scoring easily.
Playing at home, feeding off our crowd.
And here comes Rondo. This is where he's tough. Oh, yes! Oh!
After falling behind early, Detroit began to take command, sparked by their trademark defense.
Third quarter, the Pistons kind of took the tempo away and turned it into their type of game.
O's in trouble. Pass half court. Lindsey Hunter knocks it away. McNice the steal. Leaves for Rip Hamilton. He's up to the races. Two-hand slam. The Pistons have run on 9 straight points, and they have their largest lead of the night.
Down by 7 midway through the fourth quarter, it was the Celtics' turn to fight back.
And they made some big shots where we thought we almost let one slip away.
Allen for 3. The Celtics have come back to tie it.
Oh, my goodness. This is what you call a game.
Ray Allen's dramatic three-pointer tied it up with seconds remaining, but the veteran Pistons weren't rattled.
We called the play, for me to come off one end and Chance to come off the other end. We knew that if whoever got it, a guy is always going to bite for a pump fake with that amount of time left on the game.
Tayshaun and myself had a little conversation. He was saying if Tony Allen came out there flying out of control, give him a head fake, you know he's going to go for it.
It's in the hands of Prince with 1.7 to go. Inbound safely. Billups. Oh, he got a foul. Wow. They call the foul, and Chauncey Billups can win it at the free throw line.
He definitely hit a veteran move, got Tony up in the air. Hey, sink them 2 shots, and we walked out there with the W.
And the Celtics lose their first at home on the season. The Pistons win in Boston.
That was a great game, man. Great game.
Coming up next, our top game of the season, an epic duel in the desert.
When you talk about greatest games,
and these 2 teams are like 2 boxers.
Guys were stumbling, but nobody would fall.
They are not giving up.
So that was a game probably that you'd be happy to watch if you weren't playing.
A great game, a game where both teams are stacked real nice and it's equally matched.
There's those games that are just have you on the edge of your seat.
Best game of the year, I'll show you right now.
For our top game of the season, we return to Phoenix, where the up-and-coming Hornets were determined to make a statement.
That's one of those games where, again, we're on the road, playing one of the best teams. A great opportunity for us to go in there and learn some more about ourselves.
The game featured a matchup of 2 star point guards, but some news from earlier that day added another subplot.
There's a big buzz about this game, but there's a bigger buzz about the trade of Shaquille O'Neal coming to the Phoenix Suns.
They introduced Shaq as being in the building.
And there he is, the Diesel.
Now, I was almost like a fan then. I looked up to see where he was, and the crowd was going crazy. And I think it brought a little bit more fire to the game.
Diao kicks it outside, deflected by Paul.
Chris Paul has been spectacular.
Chris Paul led New Orleans with 42 points and 8 steals. But each time the Hornets made a run, Nash and the Suns found a way to respond.
It was a tough one, man. A lot of crazy stuff happened in that game.
As the teams battled in overtime, the Hornets just couldn't shake the Suns.
Oh, we finally got him, and then bang.
Barbosa, he's going to try a three. Got it! It's a one-point game.
I feel like you got him again, and then Nash comes off the screen and hits a three.
Nash, three ball. Yes! Yes! We're tied again!
And I'm sitting in my living room in my palatial spread in Sherman Oaks, California. I got a bowl of Captain Crunch, and I got this great game on.
And it was a classic boxing match. Nobody would give in.
In the second overtime, New Orleans seemed to have regained the upper hand. But once again, Phoenix refused to fold.
I came in and turned it on towards the end of the second overtime.
With just seconds left and the Suns needing a 3 to tie it, the game would take yet another incredible turn. Thanks to Leandro Barbosa.
Hill tries to come up with a rebound, a battle for it. He got it. 4 seconds. Barbosa, three. Yes! We're tied again.
Barbosa hit that shot. I was just like, damn.
For the people that came here wanting to hear the buzz about the Shaquille O'Neal trade, they've walked into one of the best games of the year.
There were just over 3 seconds remaining in double OT. Plenty of time for New Orleans.
We figured if we had one shot, that we had a chance of winning, and we felt it was our turn.
It was designed playing out of bounds. It was well executed.
Watch Peja Stojakovic catching the ball, getting it off quickly.
And Stojakovic, he gets it underway. Oh, that is a killer. The Hornets have won in double overtime.
When I drew up the play for Peja, I said that Peja, they're probably going to switch it. But Amari 6'10", just like you. So I figured you'd be able to get a good look at it. I don't know if he got a look at it. Amari was right there on him.
I don't know how I saw the basket. I just threw out there and the ball went in.
The heart-stopping victory by the Hornets wraps up our look at a season filled with memorable contests. Thanks for joining us on the best games of the season 2008.